Namaste, Sunilee ji. Thank you so much. I am really honored to have your presence here with me.
Namaste.
So we're going to speak about many topics, not only astrology, but also very spiritual and very esoteric subjects too, which are going to be very interesting. A little bit of Hindi, a little bit of English, hopefully.
Thank you so very much for inviting me on this beautiful platform, which is more, I feel more spiritual. And it's very good that you are including so many topics which are untouched as well as which are very much in tune. So it's very nice to be here. And specifically when I meet you, it's happy moment.
The pleasure and honor is totally mine. And when you walked into the studio, you started telling things to people around here. So you have a very heightened intuition level. Did this just like overnight, like you just felt that it just got activated, or were you born with it, or did astrology, like practicing astrology for so many years, just got it out?
See, till today, like till now, I'm not able to make out what gave me this intuition power. But we can name it like when I was in school, I was in college, I never knew about astrology, even though it was in my family. But I was a student and I was never dragged towards that energy. Yeah, but I used to see like my grandfather or somebody is connected to this, Jyotish Shastra or telling something to somebody. But that never came in my mind. But I always felt that something is there inside me. And when I was not even learning astrology, I used to tell people, Ki, this is going to happen, this may happen, to my friends also, without saying anything.
Okay.
So, but I never understood that I have to learn something, or it was like just for fun. Maybe that time I never realized this, or I never tried to polish this energy. And then when I started learning more astrology, all of a sudden I started finding too much of interest in astrology. It was with my whole heart that yes, I want to learn this. When I was in my school of astrology, teacher was teaching all the planetary positions. This is this planet, and I was like writing everything in advance only. So that was now also I'm getting goosebumps. I became little afraid that time कि ये क्या हो रहा है? Why I know everything? मैंने जो I have never learned this. The one thing which I always felt from learning till now, that whenever I see a horoscope, if that person and I am destined to tell something, then definitely no one can stop me telling that person that yes, this is going to happen. This is intuition. In routine, what we call intuition, it is a soul guidance to you. Like your inner gut feeling is telling you something. Even though you are not in astrology, when we were talking, sometimes, people say anything randomly and that things come true. अरे इसका इन आवर लोकल लैंग्वेज इसके जबान काली है या तो
तिल है, काला तिल है जबान में।
काला तिल है जबान पे. Yeah, people used to say that ये जो बोलती है सच होता है, तू खराब कभी मत बोलना. Never speak anything like negative.
वाक सिद्धि भी होती है.
Yeah, होती है, उसके लिए साधना भी, like people perform sadhana for that.
कभी-कभी पिछले जन्म की वाक सिद्धि भी आ जाती है.
Absolutely, you are on a point. That is what I wanted to convey you next, that this comes from your past life, which I told you earlier, that your ascendant rising sign tells so many things about yourself, your 5th house of horoscope, and 8th and 12th house.
Okay.
1st house, 5th house, 8th house, and 12th house of your horoscope tells everything about your past life, your future life, and your present life, and what rectification you have to make out of this. And then the intuitions, what you were saying, maybe because of some planetary combinations also, that helped me more to polish my knowledge, which converted into giving good prediction. Like at least I can help people. That is more important to me.
Yes, very true. That should be the goal of our life, to help as many people as we can. Is there any stunning, like, intuition prediction that you made that baffled you? You know, yourself, you were baffled. How did this happen?
Yeah, many predictions I have made. I get feedbacks also. Unless and until I get feedback, I don't come to know. But specifically, I have seen that since I have started practicing astrology, whenever I give progeny consultations, childbirth, uh, out of 10, 8 are benefited.
Okay, nice.
Like after multiple years of trying, I can understand their grief, their pain. I feel very sad about it when people write emails कि we are not able to conceive or miscarriages are happening, even though IVF is not succeeding.
Huh.
But still, I try to give them predictions, but I tell them that I'm not God. Not a single astrologer is God. Otherwise, there would have been temples of all the astrologers rather than God, right? What I can do, I can channelize your energy. I can try to show you a path through certain karmic and spiritual activities, which may help you to wash out the specific dosha in your horoscope, which is connected to progeny house or progeny giving planet.
Okay.
And I have found that many are benefited. I get multiple emails for that, that they are very grateful. In fact, I am grateful to God that I was able to help them. I was only a mediator, nothing else. So maybe I was nimitta, what you always call as a, and they are now blessed with beautiful kids. One female, she is in UK, and when she took my consultations, that time she was around 45 years old, and desperately, and her husband was 72 years old.
Oh,
So still she wanted to have a baby,
okay.
and she was very desperate to have a baby, and she had 2 miscarriages.
Okay.
तो देखा उसका horoscope. I saw her husband's horoscope also. So certain planetary positions were promising also, were not promising also. There was a thin line difference whether this female will have a child or no. I cannot say immediately no to anyone, because I will see more 10 people after her. She will keep everything in mind and she will be in a pain. The first rule or first basic thing every astrologer should keep in mind: never say negative to anyone. Even though if you know, you should not utter it.
Okay.
People feel sad about it, bad about it, or even though if they are going to try, they will not try. नहीं होने वाला है. Because I have got negative predictions. That should never be given. Yeah, you can mold the prediction in such a way that person will understand that up to what extent I have to try for this thing. Then I saw the horoscopes. Jupiter is the major planet, which gives progeny, which always gives us, bhagya, fortunate moments of our life. Jupiter plays a very important role. And other than that, your fifth lord of a horoscope, Venus, which gives which makes reproductive organs more active to give healthy ovulation, ovum, and to give healthy sperm. Correct. So that is also very necessary. It's not always that only female's horoscope you have to assess. You have to assess male horoscope also. Whether sperm count is having any problem, that also can be ruled out from horoscope. That okay, you have to go for some medical checkup and then just see ki kitna you have to take any medication or something. It's a very easy process. Why you are so panicked? Just go to gynecologist, good doctor, and take some treatment. So this female also, but when she was ready to conceive a child, but unfortunately, I have to mold my prediction to her that okay, I think she took consultation around 2019. Okay. तो मैंने उसको बोला कि 2020 आई कैन सी दैट यू आर कंसीविंग एंड यू मे गिव बर्थ टू अ बेबी, बट बिफोर दैट one trial may go waste.
Okay.
But I can see that you are having a baby. She was very happy with that. And after 1 year, she Skyped me, that Skype पे message भेजा कि what you said was correct, like miscarriage हुआ. But now I'm pregnant and now she's blessed with a baby girl and they are very happy. So this type of predictions I always find which is giving happiness in like I'm a mediator to put colors in their life rather than prediction of career or anything. This is giving me more immense happiness. It is giving me.
To give them hope, because we live on hope. Everybody lives on hope.
Absolutely.
So that was a stunning prediction. Also, I heard one of your interviews where you had said you can make out negative energies and all of that, right? Is it through Vastu or is it through the horoscope?
Both, through Vastu also, but by seeing horoscope also and by seeing a person also.
Okay.
So no need to have horoscope, no need to see the Vastu where this person is saying. Still, you are able to give the predictions. Depends on, again, that situation. Like, am I destined or that person is destined to get these predictions? That is very important.
That brings me to the next question, which is Vastu. Over the last few years, I have realized how important Vastu is and how badly it can affect your entire life. In the last few years, I've changed my home a couple of times, and one of the homes that I lived in had this problem where the land was not fine. The land had a problem, and because of that, I was constantly falling ill. So I wanted your feedback and your expertise on this entire subject of Vastu and the land we live in.
Yes. The land which you are staying, like say one building is there or one house is there when it was originally built. Now what you are seeing is bricks, cement, reti, everything, very nice amenities you are getting in that house. Wow, such a nice furnishings and furnitures and everything, this flooring and everything. We get fascinated. Wow, what a house.
Right.
But in that house, sometimes people are not happy.
Right.
They feel that people around us are quarrelsome, that is why we are not happy. That is one part of Vastu or your personal life. Like in a family, they are not matching energies with each other, or maybe some problems are going in a family. That is a different issue. But when we talk about Vastu, Vastu also plays more than 30% role in our life where you are staying. That has to be good, airy, and Vastu also breathes. People say Vastu does not breathe. You are not giving Vastu a chance to breathe properly, because you are only not breathing there. How Vastu will breathe? Because that land is not breathing.
Okay.
जहाँ पर वो बीम खड़ा हुआ है, where that structure is standing, that land is not good, because years back, maybe 5, 6, 7 decades back, there was a jungle where you are seeing your building now. So many animals were died there. Maybe after that, people were buried there.
Right.
Maybe some black magic practices took place there. Maybe some balis were given there randomly. Because previously people were following all these things. Nowadays, also in many places, they are following this. And without the purification of that Vastu, that land, constantly people are building houses and they are making new amenities and everything. What about the below earth energies which is lying there? That place could be corrupted, that place could be inferior कि ये land अच्छा नहीं है रहने को. And if you will see people staying in a very small house, like very congested place also, they are so happy over there. So Vastu says Tathastu, if you stay happily in that house and you accept the energy of that Vastu, no matter if you do not change also, that Vastu is going to give you bestest fruit. People staying from years together, everyone is not able to sell that house and buy another house.
Yes.
Places like Mumbai nowadays, everywhere so much cost is there. You cannot always sell it out and chalo dusra ghar le lete. That cannot happen, you know.
Right. Yeah.
So now you have to merge with that energy. So small rectifications, small things, definitely you can do in your house if you are not able to change it. But if you are very comfortable changing it, if everything is supporting you, like outer, you have good resources also, then definitely you can go for it.
You had this episode of spirit attachment. It is very intriguing. Can it be the case that people have a spirit attachment and they don't know about it, and that these spirits are not allowing them to grow, or their life to go ahead in a particular direction? Is that all possible?
I have never discussed, first time, in fact, I told you about this episode which I suffered. So, okay, is it okay if I
Yes, of
say
course.
here?
Of course. I think the audience is pretty ready for these topics today.
So people should not take it otherwise, and people should not get afraid also, you know, because this is person to person's belief, how much they receive, what they receive and how they understand. But I believe that nowadays people are very practical, and if they are learning it in a proper way, then definitely they will gain good things out of it. So what happened when I was in a college, maybe I was in 12th standard that time, and I was teaching tuitions that time, and there was one shortcut way to my house to that person's house where I was going to teach students. So altogether I was teaching 5 to 6 students over there. And that was everyday ka rasta. It was not like that first time I went there and something happened to me. It's like uh, 2 years constantly since I was in 11th standard, I was taking tuitions of students. Okay. So that was everyday rasta, but no development. That was very sumsam, like a very quiet place that was in between. So one day, I think that maybe that was Amavasya or something. Now I am connecting the points. I do not know that was Amavasya or no. I don't know. But when one day I was coming back to my home, I saw that some lemon was kept there on that small pagdandi, we used to call that small rasta. And both sides, all the small bushes and trees were there. And I was just walking. I saw that yellow thing. What is this? Okay, that was a lemon that was cut in two pieces, and something was, and water was also there, and it was very weird. That was that was unpleasant. But by the time I was realizing that, my leg was I put my
You stamped on it.
yes, I stamped on it. So I went home, and then I had my food after everyday routine. And then I went to kitchen. My mama was sitting outside, papa, everyone was there. So mama called me for some reason. I did not come out. Twice, thrice, papa called me, my sister calling me. Why you are not listening? Come out of the house, that kitchen, sorry. I was not coming only. I was sitting like this in one corner of the kitchen and I was shaking. Then my mother came. She took me in confidence. What happened? What happened? Why you are like this? So I said, there is no place for me to walk. How I will come to you? I am listening to everything that you are calling me. Papa is calling me. All the dead bodies are around me. There is no place where I will walk. So first you make place for me. People are lying here. Nobody is taking them away. I cannot come out of this kitchen. I cannot come out from this place. She got so afraid, my mother, and I didn't know that what is happening to me. But being a Gayatri Upasak, like in my family, everyone is following Gayatri Upasana. Maybe that time she started chanting some mantras, and she put some diya in front of God and everything she did. Again, b- she took me in confidence. She gave me love, affection, and she said, okay, you hold my hand, you come out of the kitchen. I came out of kitchen. Again, I ran into the kitchen. No, they are calling me again. Next day, that day passed. Next day, she took me to one person who was higher elevated soul, Gayatri Upasak only. And luckily, uh, that person was residing in Gujarat, but he came to his sister's place for some time. And then that was my mother's friend. She told that my brother has come, so you come for tea. Like that, my mother was invited this way, and then my mother was supposed to call him for tea. Okay. But she took me for another reason only to this person, because that was also astrologer or Gayatri Upasak, both. And then she told him that aisa aisa hua hai, she is getting afraid. Then he put his hand on my head, and then he said that, tell me what happened to you, tell me where you have gone. Like, very strictly he was asking me the question. He was not giving me space to think much. So, like a parrot, I started speaking everything. Okay, I was coming from there, something was there, I stamped on that, and then I'm seeing all the dead bodies here also. Please take me to kitchen again. I want to sit there only. I want to sit there only. Then he said, okay, calm down. He took some water in his hand. Maybe he processed that water with some mantra. He sprinkled that on me, and he told my mama that, okay, you may take her, and after 1 hour you come to me, I will give you something so that you can put it in a he gave some locket. After wearing that, within 3 days I was normal. This is my own anubhav, nothing like exaggerated I am speaking about it. This is the first and last time I experienced this type of energy. And now when I am recollecting those things, it is everything is in front of me like a movie. All the episodes I remember it so keenly. Now I'm just connecting this. Maybe somebody did smashan sadhana, and because I was seeing dead bodies all around. So that totka somebody made, maybe for some or other reason. So I was victim of that up to some extent. But because of this person, I got saved. I fall sick also. I got high temperature also immediately. That day only I started getting temperature. I was taken to doctor also. But with escort, I was not walking on my own. My mother was literally dragging me, like, come, nothing is wrong, nothing is wrong, come. So this type of spiritual spirit attacks, but spiritual activities really help us a lot.
Hmm.
From horoscope also we call as a doshas are there in our horoscope. Everyone has a dosha. We all are born with doshas. Because we have doshas, we are human beings, and we have to face those issues. That is why we are born. ऐसा नहीं है कि in this person's horoscope there is no dosha. Everyone has a dosha up to some or other extent. Maybe you are not getting that mahadasha where these doshas are getting more activated. Maybe in later life sometimes it come, in earlier life it comes, but it do comes in your life. Everyone is suffering more or less. Nobody is perfect here, correct? So doshas when come in our horoscope, how we understand that when any planet is connected to Rahu or Ketu, basically because Rahu, Ketu are shadow planets, everyone knows about it, but apart from that they are demon planets, because they have very strong energy of occult. They have very strong energy of spirituality as well. It depends on a person what you are taking from that, whether you are doing your spirituality in a sattvic way or tamasic way. There are two ways.
Right.
Sattvic also, tamasic also. Like somebody is doing a yakshini sadhana and another person is doing yogini sadhana. That is two different things. Yakshinis are more powerful, more aggressive, whereas yoginis are very calm, compassionate, cool, cold. But the energy or the power they have is the same. Through horoscope, you come to know what is the energy of Rahu and Ketu of this person to guide the person in a much better way. Many people ask that whether we are possessed or whether किसी ने black magic किया है क्या? People ask.
Yes.
That we feel very low, we feel very negative. Constantly, I feel that somebody is chasing me. I feel that somebody is trying to contact me. But though I don't have any, proof about it to show you. Is it that? But I cannot make another person afraid about it. Okay, you are possessed, this is what I always value more. But that is seen. That is seen in a horoscope. That is seen in person's aura also. If somebody is possessed or somebody is having also black shade, like if somebody has more of negative vibrations in them, then definitely you come to know. It is not always bhoot pret or something. It is not always that. It is normal energies also which overpowers your energy.
Right.
And for that very simple thing, you have to make your shield.
Yes. So, like I was, I had the honor of interviewing Shri Ravi Shankar ji, who's also my guru, and I was asking him how to shield ourselves with, from black magic and all of that. And he was saying the Maha Mantra is Om Namah Shivaya. But apart from that, is there any other remedies like in your house space, like agarbatti or dhoop or something like that, or listening to chants? Is there some other remedy like that?
Yes, of course. See, mantra chantings are very good because mantras are the origin of your, they are original healers, I would say, mantras. No other remedies can work more than mantras for you. First
Yeah,
thing.
that's true.
Second thing, in a house, specific days are very important for us, like Purnima, Amavasya, Ashtami. That also like 15 days. 15 days are Shukla Paksh and other 15 days are Krishna Paksh. Then again Shukla Paksh. So Shukla Paksh is more good than Krishna Paksh. Krishna means what? Sham. Krishna is of bluish color. That is Krishna Paksh. Shukla Paksh, where all the occasions or any auspicious things are, some muhurtas are given in this period.
Okay.
So the Krishna Paksha energy has to be taken if you want to perform any type of Vastu remedies or to make yourself uh, protected or for protection, for making your shield. First thing, as very rightly said by Sri Ravi Shankar ji, that chanting mantras is the bestest thing. Apart from that, every Purnima and Amavasya, you have to do pujan of your chokhat of your house.
Okay. Amavasya also. Okay.
100%. Because that is the main energy coming and going place of your house. From where you are also coming, na? You are meeting so many people, you are going to so many places. After that, you are coming home. That means you are carrying so much and so many elements with you, positive and negative. You are tired, sometimes you are very fresh. After coming home also, you are preparing nice food for yourself and you are enjoying that food. And sometimes even though after 1 hour ka work, you are getting drained out.
Yes.
Why it is so? Energy works, as we discussed before. So in your house, what you have to do, every Purnima, every Amavasya, Ashtami, you have to first take gomutra, that is
The urine of the cow.
urine of the cow. You have to mix haldi, that is turmeric powder, into it. Okay. And you have to wipe that chokhat with this solution, this
Okay.
paste. After that, with clean water, if you have Gangajal in your house, otherwise normal water, you can consider in your mind that this is the Gangajal which I am using for cleaning my chocolate. That you can do, secondly. And thirdly, you can make swastik with roli, that is kumkum.
With kumkum, okay.
Make a kumkum paste with rose water,
With rose water, okay.
not normal water. Okay, make a kumkum paste with rose water. Make one nice swastik, that 4 bindus must be there. This is all ashtadishas. 8 directions are swastik.
Okay, acha. Okay.
That whatever disha the energies are coming, we are trying to stop it there and then.
So these swastiks have to be made at the door.
First, in between, you will make a swastik.
Okay.
On that chocolate.
On that chocolate, okay.
In middle.
Huh.
Then you will put 5 bindus.
Acha, 5 bindus. Like on both the sides of the swastik.
In
okay.
between, you will make a swastik. And again, in last, you can make again 2 swastiks, or what you say, Lakshmi ji's, we have that feeds, yeah, Lakshmi feeds.
But if somebody wants to know, is it possible for us to get a plastic swastik and then make the paste of rose water and kumkum?
Yes, you can apply on that.
And apply on that. Okay, we can do that.
If you do not have, doing with your hand is much better. So that next day again you can wipe it out, and then next Amavasya, Ashtami. Usually previously people were doing it daily.
We have to use a particular finger to do this?
Yes, with a ring finger you have to do it. This is a Surya finger. This is a sun finger. Yes, this is the Saturn finger. So after putting 5 tikas, both sides of that swastik, and at the corner of your chocolate, you can either make Lakshmi ji ka feet, or you can make again 2 swastiks over there. If you have any stickers or any sticking this swastik, or any with sticking thing, you can next day just wipe it off with a clean wipe, and then next Amavasya, Purnima and Ashtami. If you are feeling more of negative energies in the house, that constantly after doing this also we are feeling very pressurized in our own house, then you may continue this remedy daily. At least for 48 days you have to do it, and then 100% you will feel the difference, that yes, now some calmness has come. Another thing what everyone must practice is wipe your door every weekly, your main door, and you have to do it on your own. Like, you should not rely on someone else that they will wipe for you. Whenever you are going for any new work, starting any new things, or before starting any new things, if you are going to meet someone कि अभी कुछ अच्छा काम करने जा रहे हैं, we are going, that time also you have to wipe the door and you have to go. Why I'm saying this? Because our door has a Rahu energy in it, main door of the house. That is why always we have to decorate our house from outside. We have to put toran, like good hangings. Every day, if you can put fresh flower, toran, garlands, you have to decorate your house to stop the negative energy, and always put rangoli. So that will also stop the negative energy. See, if people are coming, anyone is coming, they are not intentionally doing anything wrong, but you do not know from where they are coming. So immediately first thing is they are seeing the rangoli, or they are seeing the decoration. So automatically that glance is going there, and then the energy is stopping. So this is the shield you can make for your own self, as well as for protection of your house also. This way you can definitely work on it. And another thing, like for protection, not only for your house, for all protection, like wherever you are going, you are meeting people, or you feel that nazar lag gayi hai, evil eye, or as I said, you feel possessed also, negative energies. So for that, mantra chanting is the bestest remedy. Your Ishta mantra, your Kuladevi mantra, Or Grama Devi or Grama Devata mantra also helps a lot. Everyone has a Grama Devata. You have to find it out and you can chant that mantra as well to make a shield around you.
So astrologers, when they see your chart, they can tell you who your Kul Devi or Gram Devi is, right? They can tell you.
Yes, Kula Devi, a person can know on their own by asking their, older people in the house that which Devi they were worshipping. So automatically, then your parents or grandparents may say that every time, whenever we are doing any auspicious things or puja part, we are worshipping this deity or this goddess or Devi first, and then we are starting our ritual. Like, usually, Ganpati ji is the first devata for all of us. Whenever we are starting anything, Ganesh devata, we have to worship Ganpati devata. So, Kuladevi, rather, your family can only tell you. Yeah, Ishta devata, you may find from horoscope.
Also, Nazar, Buri Nazar. So traditionally, we just take salt and we, do the 7 times clockwise, right? Or it's anti-clockwise. It's clockwise.
It's clockwise.
And then yeah, we throw it. Some people don't know how to throw it. Some of them burn it. Some of them put it in the water. Some of them put it in the commode. Some of them put it in the basin. So where is it supposed to be actually thrown, and how is it supposed to be done?
Actually, traditionally, it should be flowed like in a water, or it should be burnt in a fire.
Okay.
That salt and rock salt is used to take out the nazar, not ordinary salt. But nowadays we are becoming fluctuating our minds and our deeds, so definitely some people follow that. But originally rock salt, red chilies, lemon, and sarso, what you call as mustard seeds, that is used to take out the nazar, and then that should be thrown in a fire after.
Okay.
So nowadays we have that dhuni type of thing, that mitti ka bartan we have, where we do dhoop and everything. So you can just light a camphor in that beforehand, and after doing the nazar, you can put the whole thing except lemon. You should not use lemon unless and until it is a very strong nazar. Routinely, only salt also, if you are using, you can put it in that fire also, or you can flush it out. Both things is useful. But for strong nazar, if any nazar is there in the house, one very simple technique or thing what my mentor told me, that you can take 2 glasses of water and you can put lemon in both the glasses. Put And if that lemon is getting spoiled within 2-3 days in that water, that means there is a nazar in the house. If both the lemons are being fresh, then it is understood that the vibrations are good in the house.
So the lemon has to be cut, or it should be
No,
a
full,
full?
whole
A full.
lemon.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sunilee ji. And in case you want to consult her, how do they consult you? Do they write to you, or?
Yeah, they can write me email. planet2soul.com is my website. And thanks to you also. It was really pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much. I need your blessings and also the good wishes of people. Please put down your comments. If there's anything in specific you want to know, please write it down. Maybe Sunili ji can read it and answer it. I'm going to definitely read it too. And yes, you can check out her website and email her for consultations. Make sure you go to the right astrologer. Don't get into wrong rituals and wearing wrong stuff and wrong stones and all of that. I'm very, very particular about which astrologer I invite and do the podcast with, because of late I'm seeing that there are people who are just trying to do it for TRP, calling wrong people. They have no clue whom they are inviting. They don't know that person's background, and there's a lot of misguiding that happens. I personally have faced the brunt of doing wrong remedies through wrong astrologers. सो ये ज़रूरी नहीं है कि आप अगर किसी एस्ट्रोलॉजर के पास जाएंगे तो वो एस्ट्रोलॉजर है, तो ये आप लिखित ले सकते हो कि ये सही बोल रहे हैं, ऐसा नहीं है. सो यू हैव टू मेक द चॉइस correctly. All right. So on that note, lots of love, and yes, Subscribe to the channel if you still haven't.
Thank you.